everybody. My name is Kiya, and I look forward to sharing my story from sighted to unsighted with you on the Parker Daniels Show. So tune in.
Hey there, what's up, you all? Welcome to the Parker Daniels Show. It's cold in here. My name is Anthony Parker, and before I get into it, I want you all to make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can get updates. You can get updates on everything. Comment, follow, share. Today we have a very special guest that wears many, many hats. And yes, blind people do work. I had somebody back in the day asking me, oh, well, you don't show anything about blind people working. Well, this show exemplifies just that. We're going to take you to Detroit, Michigan. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Good.
me okay?
Okay. We're going to take you to, sorry for that interruption, but we are live and we ain't edited nothing. What it is what it is. We're going to take you to the great state of Michigan by way of Detroit and bring to you Kiya. Kiya, are you on the air? Of course. I always wanted to say that.
It's Kiya, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Kiya,
Add
Kiya.
letters to my name. It's okay.
Okay, I murdered that. It's all good. But why don't you talk to the people, tell them a little bit about yourself. And first, I want you to say, I am glad to be, look at me being egotistical, on the Parker Daniels Show. Can you say that for me right quick?
Sure, this is Kiya, and I'm glad to be on the Parker Daniels Show.
Okay, great. Now, with that being said, take the people through your life. Let them know about your blindness and how it has made you a strong black woman, because that is what you are. Go ahead.
Yes, and thank you for that compliment.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. I lived what we would call a normal sighted life for 38 years. And at the age of 38, I was diagnosed with glaucoma and a brain aneurysm. The cause of my blindness was the glaucoma. So, it was quick. It happened really fast. I was diagnosed in February of 2013. I was blind by Christmas 2014.
Yeah, what a Christmas present, huh?
I know, right? But here's the thing. What most people don't understand when I say this. I went through a year of losing my sight, which went from I can see you to shadows to silhouettes to I have no idea. And then finally one day I woke up and I saw nothing but white.
How did you
and
feel?
I was honestly relieved. People are like, how are you relieved to be blind? Because it is exhausting.
I can understand that.
When you're constantly trying to make out something, it's frustrating, it's tiring, and, it's pretty devastating to your eyes when they're not realizing that we can't make that out.
Dang.
So, it was hard at first. It was hard. I got depressed, and I wanted to play, let's get on the pity pot. But I have a very, very strong support system in my family, and they don't allow pity parties. If you're going to have a pity party, you're going to do it by yourself.
All right. I like that. Go ahead.
So, so further on, after finding out, going blind, it was hard because, like I said, adapting from 38 years of being able to see and, and all of a sudden, I'm needing help with the smallest things, where's my shoe? Are they on the right feet? Just like I said, small, make a cup of coffee. So it's like I had to learn all over again. And it was hard in the beginning. It was so hard that while dealing with going blind, I also began to deal with mental health issues. And I didn't even realize it. I just figured, it's a lot of stress. That's it. But as a black woman, I came up in a culture that said crazy people go see therapists. But it was not that. I lost my sight. I lost something I had in all my life and didn't realize how much it affected me because I was being a strong black woman. No, I was wearing a lot of cover-up.
Okay.
But I got it back because I had to figure out either I was going to live or I was going to be put somewhere else and just live my life out. I couldn't do that. I couldn't just be a blip on the map. I had to have some purpose. I had to still do what I was meant to do. And I'm meant to pass a message. What that message is, I wasn't sure of until just recently. My story is the message. I'm a story and a testimony of hope. Because you don't have to stop living because you lost something.
Okay. But
And
let me put a pause
Go
right
ahead.
there because that's going to be very interesting. Tell the individuals, you are a parent, right?
Yes, parent of two.
Okay, we'll tell the individual just briefly because we touched on that back in the day how it is raising. Well, you were sighted at the time, right?
Yes, I was sighted when I had both of my kids, and my boys are 12 years apart. I lost my sight when my youngest son was, I want to say he was 6. He's no, it was a little. He's 12 now.
Okay.
He's 13. So he was little. So I still had to care for him.
Right.
I'm still, although his dad and I co-parent really well.
Great.
I still, had him the majority of the time. So I still had to cook, had to clean, all that stuff, and learn how to do that without any help. It was hard, but I did it. I did it because I had to do it either way. My kids still had to be taken care of.
I like that.
So although it was hard, it's not impossible.
All right. So as you transfer your life from that to where you are now in terms of using that strength to build a foundation, let's talk about what are you doing now in your life, and talk about the jobs that you do or have done over the years. So to let everybody know that we do work. Go ahead.
Okay, so just quickly, I in the past when I was sighted, I had my career choice was that in mortgages, housing, anything that had to do with purchasing a house or land or anything like that. I was involved in. Basically, I was a mortgage processor, which is the person that does all the paperwork for the people that sell the loans to you. I do the hard work, but I liked it because it's adrenaline. It's a rush. But that is what I was trained to do. But once the mortgage business started to fall in Michigan, of course I had to find other work. So I went back to what I knew, which was call center work. I enjoy it. I enjoy conflict resolution. And just to be able to help somebody with a simple, problem that they're freaking out about, and then I can, calm them down in 3 minutes. You don't know the appreciation you get from a person, and that's a great feeling.
And I can tell, in talking with you prior to all this, you do have that knack. So go ahead.
And just as far as like what I'm doing now, like I said, I'm throwing myself into writing this book, which is basically touching on my blindness, mental health, the things that are available to us that a lot of people don't know, and just some tips and tricks and, motivation and inspiration.
Can you disclose the name of the book right now, or it's still in?
I can. I'm very proud of the title, and I probably should check it a little bit because there may be something out there. But if not, this is what it will be: me, myself, and who the hell am I?
I like that.
And simply because going from sighted to unsighted, you can lose yourself. And by the time you figure out that you can make it, you have to figure out who you are now.
What do you mean by losing yourself? Talk to the audience and tell them what that.
When I say lose yourself, I mean when you're sighted, you kind of you know who you are. You know how much you can stand, and what your limits are. Your limits and the things that you can stand from people, places, situations, they change when you lose your sight. Sometimes you got a little more patience. Sometimes you're a little more frustrated. So when I say lose yourself, it's sometimes for me, it's hard to figure out, I guess, who people expect me to be and not just be me. Because when people meet me, the first thing they give me is sympathy.
Yep.
I'm so sorry you're blind. I'm glad you're not. But, so I laugh my way through a lot of things because I don't want people to feel sad for me. I don't want people to feel like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, because it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm still here.
I must say, with that attitude that you do have, you definitely gonna allow them not to feel sorry for you. Believe me.
I refuse. There's so much for us to do. We're so capable where people think we're incapable. We're not invalids. And just because you lose your sight doesn't mean you lose you. And that's one purpose of my book, and I had to learn that. And it took me to get here 5 years later to realize that I'm still me.
Tell them that again. I like that statement. Just because you lose your sight, you don't lose you. I mean,
just
the way
because
you said it
lose
was
your
so
sight,
eloquently put. I like the way you said it.
Don't lose you. You don't lose you. You become another version of you, but you don't lose you. And in becoming that version, you can make a better version of you. You know, you just got to believe it. You got to want it. And what you believe, you may come to pass. You speak it into existence.
That's
If
right.
it don't work for you, write it down. But there are things that you have to do for yourself before you can expect anyone to do anything for you.
Such
and the
as?
first thing is believe in you.
That's right.
So yeah, I'm making it, and then I make new friends, and I meet great people like you, and Anthony. So like I said again, I appreciate your platform. I really do. I think it's a great thing that you're doing here.
Well, can I mention the fact that you are in the process of putting together a platform as well, or is that under wraps?
Well, it's not necessarily under wraps, but just keep looking for me. How about that?
Okay.
And I'll keep bugging you to come on here and talk more.
And you know that I will do that, man. I don't know if before I close, I really don't want to close, but because
I know, but there's so much we could talk about.
Is there anything that you would like to say to give those individuals who may have a bit of not self awareness of who they are, some kind of strength? Do you have anything that you can give them to strengthen them? Maybe
I
they
do.
can take the show.
I would actually, I think I gave it to you before when we spoke, but I would like to share my motto for making it every day. And I recorded this when I first went blind because I needed something. I needed something to move me. And that motto is, well, it's basically a statement. If you stub your toe, will you take off work? And the answer is no, you won't. You're going to put your sock and your shoe on, and you're going to go to work. This blindness is my stubbed toe. I put my sock and my shoe on it every day, and I keep stepping. Don't let nobody tell you that a stubbed toe is a reason to stop stepping.
Man, and you know what? I've spoken with a lot of people who are visually impaired, or who may be in certain situations that may, that may be impaired, and they've said things, but it really didn't really register to me. It's just like whatever. But by you speaking and talking, the way you deliver it, and just knowing you in this short period of time, and this is not for camera purposes, I really believe that what you're saying is true. I mean, and that's why I feel what you're doing is going to take off and it's going to do well. Man, you speak well. You're very knowledgeable. You have the determination to go further, and I mean, you definitely personify a very independent blind person. I'm glad to know you, and I really do mean that. I'm glad to have had the chance to know you, and I hope that this continues. And if there's anything that the show can do for you continuously, you are welcome to let us know, Kiya. So with that being said, is there you want to say anything in closing, like?
Just in closing, I just want to tell you guys that I don't know if you guys know it yet, but this guy right here is something else, and I mean that in a great way. I expect to see you do greater things and get bigger and bigger, and I hope that I get to ride that wave with you. This is something big.
Thank you.
I want to see you keep doing it. That's it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I promise you, and this is from my heart, if there's anything that I could do or my co-host Kim Daniels could do, feel free to hit us up and whatnot. And this is not just for show, I promise. Because this, I mean,
you got me.
Okay.
We talk a lot, so I believe in your vision. I believe in the things that you are here to say, and I believe that you're passionate about what you're doing. So with your passion and your drive, I don't see you going nowhere but up.
Thank you so
much. Yeah.
Thank
you are welcome. And hey, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, definitely, y'all heard it straight from Kiya. Do exactly what she says, and continue to support the Parker Daniel Show. And I'm out.
Hey everybody, my name is Kiya, and I look forward to sharing my story from sighted to unsighted with you on the Parker Daniel Show. So tune in.